Hi, I'm Landon, and in this video, I'll be giving you an overview of all the blocks in the motion category. We'll first start off with the move 10 step block. What this will do is when this block is activated, the cat will move 10 steps in whichever direction he's facing. So, he's facing 90 degrees, which is to the right, so when this block is activated, he will move 10 steps to the right, just like that. We can also change his rotation to be down or something like that, and now he will move 10 steps down, just like that. We can also change his rotation by using these two blocks, the turn by 15 degrees clockwise or the turn 15 degrees counterclockwise, and this will rotate the cat when these are activated by either clockwise or counterclockwise, and we can change how many degrees it's being rotated by just putting in a different number here. So now we can rotate him by 5 degrees and then rotate him back by 15 degrees, and that's pretty helpful. Next, we'll look at the go to random position block. This will allow the cat to go to a random place on the screen, just like that. We can also change this to the go to mouse pointer block, and it will go to my mouse. We can, and if we have another sprite in our project, then we can also have it go to that sprite. So now we can say go to basketball, and now the cat will go to the basketball. Next, we have the go to X and Y block. This allows us to tell the cat to go to a specific location by giving it a coordinate. So if we wanted him to go to the center of the screen, for instance, which is 0, 0, then we can put 0, 0 here, and then activate the block, and now he is in the center of the screen. We also have the glide blocks, these two, and these are different. Well, they're pretty similar to the go-to blocks, but they're slightly different in that instead of them happening, or instead of the cat going to that location instantly, it takes a certain amount of time for him to move from where he is to where he wants to go, and that time is specified here. So if we want him to go to a random position or glide to a random position, it will take him 1 second to get there. So it looks something like this. Or we can change that to 2 seconds, and now it will take him 2 seconds to get from where he is to a random position, just like that. Now, of course, we can also change random position to mouse pointer, and if I bring my mouse up here, then he's going to glide up to the mouse pointer, and it will take 2 seconds for him to get there. We can also change it to basketball, or if you have any other sprite in your project, you'll be able to tell him to go to any number of the sprites, and it will take him 2 seconds to get to the basketball. We can also tell him to go to a specific coordinate and then specify how long it will take for him to get there. So let's say we want him to go to the center of the screen again, which is 0, 0, and it's going to take him 3 seconds to get there, and now he's gliding to the center of the screen, and there you go. Next, we have the point and direction block. This basically is the same as changing it here. It allows us to rotate him, but now it's condensed into a block and something that can be run during a program, right? Just like this. So let's say we want to rotate him to 45 degrees. When this is activated, it will rotate him to 45 degrees. We can also have him point towards either a sprite or the mouse pointer. So let's say we want to point him, let's say we want the cat to point towards the basketball. Now when this block is activated, he will do that, and we can change or move the basketball up here. Now he will always look towards the basketball. Or we can have him look towards the mouse, and that looks something like that. Very cool. Alright, now we'll look at the change x by 10 and the set x by a certain amount. So yeah, so the change x by, the set x to, and then we'll also look at the y, the change y by, and set y to. So when the change x by is activated, we're talking about the x coordinate, and we're just going to change x by 10, and that shifts him off to, like, shifts him to the right. We can also change it by a negative number, and that's going to move him to the left. We can change Y by 10 and that moves him up, or we can also move him by a negative number and that will move him down. So those are just other movement options that we have. We can also set X and Y to a specific coordinate, and this is pretty similar to the go-to block, but now they're independent from each other and they're not combined into one block. So let's say if I only want to change X to a certain coordinate, then I can do that, and I don't have to change Y as well. But of course I can also change Y in this block. There we go. Alright, we have two other blocks that we'll look at. The first is the if on edge bounce, which what this does is if the cat is overlapping with the edge, then we will rotate the cat away from the edge and then move him in that direction until he's not touching the edge anymore, just like that. Next, we have the set rotation style block. What this allows us to do is basically tell the cat how we want him to rotate. So by default, he just points in whichever direction is equal to. So if it's at 90 degrees, then he's facing 90 degrees, and that's totally fine. But we can change it so that he only ever looks left and right, and so he's fixed to always look either left or right. So now that's basically what that looks like. So if it's on the left side of the circle, then he's facing left, and if it's on the right side of the circle, then he's facing right. Now we can also have him just not rotate at all, and that looks like this, right? So no matter what direction is equal to, the image, what the cat looks like, never changes. All right, well, that will basically wrap up our video on all the blocks in the motion category. I hope this was informative and helpful, and thank you for watching.